Hello lovely people, welcome to another pickups video. Today I'm just going to be showing you a few pickups that I found in July, a couple of games, retro games, and a couple of great classic movies. So I hope you enjoy looking through these with me. Starting off with the movies, and two very different ones here. We have a childhood favourite of mine, Grease. I found this in Kex in Crewe, I believe. And yeah, this was an absolute favourite of mine when I was really young. Used to sing along with all the songs. I'd do all the high notes with my sister, and we used to watch this together. So found this for £4 in Kex on Blu-ray. Thought that was a pretty good deal. And yeah, really looking forward to rewatching this one, which I haven't seen in years. And then very much on the other scale, the other end of the scale, we have one of my favourite crime dramas of the last 20 years or so. This is Zodiac. Fantastic film. It's a Fincher film, and one that doesn't get talked about as much as I feel it should. Found this for £6 in the same shop, and can't wait to watch this. I've got it on DVD, so it's a bit of an upscale for me, this one, but I had to get it on Blu-ray because, like I say, it is one of my favourite crime dramas. Up there with Silence of the Lambs, I would suggest. Maybe not as good as that film, but it's still a superb film. And it's got it's got a documentary about the Zodiac Killer. So that's what I love about physical media. You wouldn't get this on streaming. It has a whole, I think it's like an hour long or something, documentary about the real life Zodiac Killer, who I don't think was ever found. But yeah, what a superb film this is. Definitely worth checking out if you get a chance. And then on to the games. Shall I start with the oldest one? Yeah, why not? So for the Atari 2600, we have Pole Position, a racing game, one of the earliest racing games on the 2600. Do you say 2600? Do you say 2600? 2600? I'm never quite sure. Leave your pronunciation in the comments below. But yeah, Pole Position. I went to my favourite antiques emporium, which is Dagfields, just near me. And they have this fantastic shop that has C64 games, Amstrad games, and a load of different 2600 games as well. So I couldn't help but pick this one up, and it looks like it's in pretty good condition. I haven't tried it out yet, but I am going to show you a bit of footage in a bit. So this is Pole Position. Not played that one before. And then for the PS2, I found this one for £3, which I've been looking for ages. This is Flipnik, which is a pinball game for the PS2. I don't know how many PS2 pinball games there are. You don't hear that many pinball games for this era of gaming, or I certainly don't. Anyway, I tend to think of pinball games as being for earlier systems, so I'm always really intrigued to see how later systems, PS2, it's later for me, how they bear up on later systems. But I've heard some really good things about this one. So that is what I've picked up this month, or last month in July. I'm going to have a go now at recording some footage of the two retro games. So stick around if you'd like to see how they play on the original systems. This is going to be direct from the Atari and the PS2. So let's see how they hold up gameplay wise and graphics wise today. Let's go over to the machines now. Starting with Pole Position on the 2600, and yeah, I'm actually really impressed with the graphics on this for a game from late 70s, early 80s, way before the NES or the Master System or anything like that. And it really works with its limitations, I think, rather like my limitations on trying to steer this thing. But yeah, I really like the graphics on this, and I love the sound effects as well, like when you go past cars, as I just did then. and it's got that great not Doppler effect, but you know what I mean, like that effect of going past something and the sound changing. It copes with that really well. Yeah, as far as gameplay, there's obviously not much involved in what we're playing here. It's just a case of racing other cars and trying to get to the next checkpoint before your time runs out. But the gameplay is surprisingly enjoyable. I don't know why I say surprisingly, because the Atari is well known for its gameplay, so why should this be any different? But yeah, it's a fun game, this, and although there's not a great deal of variety to it, I'm finding this one a lot of fun to play. Over to the PS2 now, time for a bit of Flipnic. Pinball on the PS2. I've had to play about with the colours and lighting a little bit on both the Atari 2600 and the PS2, because it was coming through quite dull on my game capture card, so apologies if it's a little bit over the top on the brightness and the colour saturation. But let's have a go at my first attempt at a PS2 pinball game. I do love this late 90s, early noughties. Yeah, it's early noughties, isn't it? This kind of sound and design just takes me really back to playing on the PS1 and PS2. So I'm liking the atmosphere, first of all, of this pinball, and the physics are pretty good as well, which is obviously really important, the game physics on a pinball game. Yeah, they seem pretty strong. It took me a while to work out the flippers, the controls, and I don't know if it's just my controller, but the controls didn't seem particularly responsive. So, but yeah, liking some of the extra sort of mini games on here, and there's different parts to the table, so the ball will go up and disappear into a different part of the table, different mini game that you have to play, which I quite like. And I'm loving this sort of nod of the hat to 1950s there, bit of sci-fi, B-movie. I really like that. And yeah, a little bit like Space Invaders as well, isn't it, with the way you're trying to get the mothership. Here's another table. I played for about an hour, and I think I've found about 3 tables. You unlock more tables as you go along, but it's quite nice that you can play at least 2 or 3 tables right from the beginning. And you take on these bosses as well, which is a nice spin. There's lots of nice spins on the genre of pinball on this. I'm looking forward to playing this a little bit more and finding out more of the secrets, because each of the tables has different secrets, different things to check out on it, which is pretty cool. Graphics are cool, nice cartoony look. Yeah, very different from obviously real pinball, but the game physics are pretty good as well. And yeah, I'm enjoying playing on Flipnic. This is one that I've seen as called a hidden gem a few times by different YouTube channels, so it's been on my list to check out for a long time, and glad to finally find it. And for £3 as well, you can't go wrong, can you? Here's more of a kind of disco looking 70s table as well, so yeah, there's quite a lot of variety and difference on it as well. But yeah, those are the 2 that I've picked up games wise this last month, and enjoying both of them for different reasons. If you like this kind of thing, then do consider liking, subscribing, or maybe even sharing this video with a friend. And as always, thanks for watching, and take care.